A word the street. A word the street.
As soon as you told me that it was a big long
That's
word
the
that you
word
could pronounce, I
of
kind of figured
street.
it was sigmoidoscopy. But I
Earth
wasn't going to say anything.
Sesame
Never
Street.
touch me again.
Well,
That's why I didn't tell you that I knew what it was.
How
But
did
then
you
again, I
find
also
life
told
on
them
the
they can never
Earth's
do a
best
lower
way
GI
grow?
either.
Beaches of Furnaces upon Sesame Street is a family Sherry was a time of libraries. Temperature Metro Green Metro Sesame Street. McDonald's upon Sesame Street. Chandler lots of play and fun. Sesame Street also brought to you by the New Bells Corporation of Public Broadcasting, and feels like you. Thank you.
Great job.
Don't ever let him look at the missile plants for the state of the United States because he'll have them memorized.
He makes his own commercials. He adds them together and he flips from picture to picture on. He takes different pictures, and then he does the same commercials, but he does them with his commercial.
Tell me how to get
good morning, yay!
Turn to Sesame Street. We got to Sesame Street. Tell me how we got Sesame Street.
Right. Good singing.
You're the best kid ever.
You are the best kid in the whole world.
You are the best dancer and the best singer.
Is that your favorite?
La 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 la. Elmo's word. La 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 la. Elmo's word. Elmo's Bobby. It will do.
I forgot that. I recognize part of it, but I've forgotten a lot of it.
Wow! Good singing again.
Oh, God. What a...
Such a good singer. Oh, is it the right one?
Oh, me. Vincent came by the other night, and he and Tommy were checking out their photography.
Well, Tommy posted something that was, but it's Instagram, and I don't do Instagram.
Just go on it.
So I couldn't
trying
really
to
see much.
Encourage people to look at his photos. He's beginning. He's got a good eye. You know,
He seems to like doing people,
Yeah.
He
said he
and
wanted.
he enhances it. Metallic looks. And
which is fine. I mean,
it's more modernistic.
He wanted, he was telling me maybe he does more, but when I was looking at it, I was like, you know what, Vincent, it looks fine. It's a different style. You don't want to be like everybody else.
No, everybody
just
has
leave
their
it.
own.
Do it the way you like it. Maybe that style catch on. He's got the whole persona down. He's got the cool tats. He's got the cool hat. He's got the beard. And these days, that's what people. So
Yeah.
when you show up at a party and you look like me. People like, oh boy, you show up at the party and you look like cool and hip and everything. Like, wow, that guy's probably so. That's what makes money. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, when I was taking creative writing at Nassau Community College, we had to write I forget what it was, but one of the choices was the first 3 chapters of a book, which is what I chose to do as my term project. And I mean, I got an A or an A+ on it, but I was like the old lady in the class. And like, because it was creative and it was young people, instead of going to class last night, we were all invited to the professor's condo apartment in Long Beach.
Christian.
For,
Give me that.
drinks.
Give me it right now. Do not touch that.
For drinks and whatever. I guess he said he must have said like for hors d'oeuvres or something. I don't know. But of course, when I got there, they started passing around marijuana. And of course, when they offered it to me, I said, no, thank you. And everybody was like, why not?
It makes you more creative,
Because I don't do that. I wouldn't know how. And then I had a
And this
glass
is
of
a-
wine, took my paper, and went home.
If you can't be creative without something assisting you, because it's true. When I think I've smoked pot 2 or 3 times in my whole life, and it makes you. It doesn't make you focus.
Everybody is different.
It makes you zone out.
Some people
But-
just get paranoid from it. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody is different.
But there is something that makes you concentrate.
Come on.
No. You sit down. And
I think basically what it does is it dulls reality, so you go into yourself more, just like LSD is.
right, that's exactly.
They were saying on the radio this morning that they're still doing tests on LSD. I can't believe they're still doing tests on it. They're saying that usually when you observe something, it's interpreted in the back of your brain through the optic nerve, and that's normal. When you're on LSD, the entire brain lights up, so it's all enhanced, whatever. Of course, afterwards you have horrible nightmares and you have
Just look.
flashbacks and you become psychotic, but what the hell?
Anything else, it's just some
It's
people.
ridiculous.
Some people want to be creative and they want to be artsy, and they're just not. It's like anything. I mean, in this family,
know
we
what?
tend to have a streak of
Creativity.
artsy creativity. Nothing else, but we got a lot of creativity. And we do have brains. It's just
Yeah,
that
I know. It's just never.
it's
with-
pointed in an area where it's useless.
I think the ones with the highest IQs just get totally sidetracked and they're like train wrecks, like
Can't stop
like
thinking.
Gabrielle,
You can't stop.
like
thinking.
Marty, Johnny, Gabrielle. I mean, it's unbelievable. Real train wrecks, and they have the highest IQs probably in the family.
I think Johnny tries a little too hard to say. I have conversations with him, and I'd be like, John, jeez.
I don't
You know,
have any
just-
conversations really with him because he's way beyond me as far as being in outer space.
Right. Well, that's exactly what it is. I mean,
Him and Marty
He
both.
said he saw me and him as. He said, I always thought of you and me as kindred spirits, and I was just like, John,
where
I'm
did that
nothing
come
like
from?
you. Absolutely nothing like you. I am grounded. There's a part of me that's there's a part of me that wants to be very grounded, and I try very hard to be a normal father. And I have certain areas of my life I like to keep normal. I realize that I have this thing that we all have, but I try to, with Louie and everything, I tried to be the father's no best. Just to have at least that one thing.
Mhm.
But it's we do have the creativity thing. So let's work with it and see where it takes you. I mean, I'm too old, but for somebody like Vincent,
Hey, listen,
know.
I figure when I finally retire, that's when it's finally going to do its thing. Because
Well, you'll have
90%
time
of the
to
problem with me is I don't
Da,
have,
da,
I don't
da,
have
da,
time to be
da,
creative.
that's what I was telling Vincent. I wish I
I'm too
could.
busy working and paying bills and doing things for my kids. I mean, I can't even go sit at the beach for more than an hour at a time. There's always someplace to go and something to do. I figure when I finally retire, I'll have time to actually sit quietly somewhere, whether it's out in nature or whatever, and let my brain go where it wants to go. Because
That's what you need to
that's your creative thing. You just have to, but I don't have time to let that happen anymore. A little bit when I was younger, when I was writing, I mean, some of the stuff I wrote was pretty good. I mean, I never got less than, I don't think I ever got less than an A in any kind of a writing class, But even the ones that were journalism.
To more
I had to
about
write
Sesame
real
Street,
things. I still
visit
got A's,
pbskids.org.
My vocabulary and the way I expressed myself was good enough, but I don't have time to do that anymore. I can't remember the words because I have so much other crap in my brain.
And as long as you can express the only thing I've ever been good at is expressing myself. I don't have a great vocabulary. I can't spell well, or anything like that. But my ability to express myself. Sean has been telling me for years, you should write something, do something with it.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
when in my
But like you
creative
said,
writing,
when?
yeah, in my creative writing classes, my forte was that I could emote feelings by what I said. Like I could create a word picture that would make you really feel what I wanted you to feel, and that was my big plus, you know. But I don't have time to do that anymore. I can't even get to the point where I can feel anything anymore.
And it's right, and it's when I do find myself writing like that, it's usually about him or my relationship.
New
with
Balance of Paws
And it
about
gets-
Sesame
it gets
Street.
so
A camera,
emotional
new fit.
that it's
Sesame
almost
Street.
painful, right. But it's like I feel like if I can't tell somebody this, like if I put it on
New
Facebook
Balance.
just once in a while,
New Fit
I can take
Kids.
the edge off a little bit, you know. And then after I write it, I'm
Features
usually
of
like,
fine is what's about Sesame
Facebook
Street.
And then I'll get, people are like, oh, that was unbelievable, that was so beautiful.
And then you have to joke about
Why
it.
And then I have to
you
make
love
jokes.
her?
You know,
I
I mean, it's a
I've
tough
I've
thing.
seen it, Tom.
You know,
I've
you
seen
get
it.
serious. It's like a roller coaster. It's just like a roller coaster. That's exactly how it feels. But you want to express it. I tell Sean all the time because he's so smart. You know, talk about intelligent.
Connections. What's
Passionate
Parts
about
about
something.
Sesame
He's like,
Street.
I'm not. I just don't care.
That's what our creative thing is. We're all passionate.
Ridiculously so. Ridiculous.
McDonald's.
Gets us
The
in
parts
trouble.
about
Yeah,
Sesame
even
Street.
Marty, Michael, all of them, everybody.
Treasure life, fun.
You know, you hear
And
They're
fun.
usually passionate about the wrong shit. Pardon my French.
Right.
But that's Gabrielle too. She's very passionate about things, but it's all the wrong crap. Some of the stuff she's been posting on Facebook. Oh. And you know, if I post
And it's
anything,
bad when you get
Sesame Street also brought to by Earth Spets Organic
yeah, it's really bad.
It's really bad. Yeah.
Corporation of
Every
Public
town gets passionate
Broadcasting
about the wrong thing.
and
Yeah,
feels
town
like
is
you. Thank
I don't
you.
even read half of
Bunch of bom bom bom.
I don't even read half of
PBS
A long
Kids.
time ago, I can't.